for you to go out there, make a CV, and start approaching government institutions for jobs. And start knowing whether you know a minister or a senator. The Honorable Minister now just gave you a shocker. He just told you that 2 of his own children, after he has spent money on them in their own education, eventually told him that one wants to be a photographer, the other one wants to be a tailor, or a shoemaker. If somebody now calls you to say, with your BSc in whatever that you have studied, that there is one government empowerment program for you to enroll to teach you about shoemaking, you will not believe it. You start thinking, oh, maybe some of the children of the big people are in banks and whatever. Why should I be introduced to shoemaking? You can make a life out of it, become an entrepreneur, and even employ people. So I want to call on Larry. Is he around? Larry Olukola, is it? Olushola. If he's around to come and take over from me, please. He is the next moderator for the next session. Thank you very much for listening.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Good. Honorable Minister, it's really an honor and a privilege to be sitting on the same panel with you. There are questions. So you want to ask questions? All right. So we're going to, let's take 5-7 minutes to engage you. So I'll take like 3 people. Is that okay? So I'll take 1 from here. I'll take 1 from here. I'll take 1 from here. Can I have another mic? Can I have another mic?
And if then the subsequent year, it will be a 5% interest, and thereafter 9% not above that. So the various implementers, as the ministries versus central bank, are to determine the criteria for eligibility to be able to access those funds. My own role from the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning is to work out those funding to make sure that they are available. The fundings are all available to be released, but it's just that you have to meet certain conditions just to ensure that when you get the facility, you use it for what it is for, and you are able to pay back. So it depends on the business plan that you have put in place.
What I hear is that go and do the research. There's funds available. Do the research. Find out which one is most appropriate to you. And then check whether you meet the criteria. And then apply. You get it? Awesome. Right, so let me take you. So go straight to the question.
Yes, my name is Tony Dalentunugbe. I want to believe that for us to solve a macro problem, we must, first of all, solve a micro problem. So we are talking about developing or building technological competence, scientific competence. My question is, what have we done to ensure that our public primary schools in our villages are equipped with computers in order for our younger brothers in the villages to continue to build this scientific competence? That's number 1. What are we also doing to ensure that, vocational education at that level is also encouraged? Like the Honorable Minister said, that his children rounded off from the university before they now went to train. But if this thing was taken hand in hand while they were going to school from the primary level, you see that they will even do better than they did when they had graduated from the university. That's the question I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Minister, over to you. Just calm down. Just calm down. Huh?
Oftentimes we say government, right? But we need to know that there are 3 tiers of this government. You have the federal government, you you have the government, and you also have the local government. Each of these tiers of governance have their various roles and responsibilities. You are talking about basic education, which is a responsibility of the sub-national government, the states, and the local government. What the federal government has had to do to support the states is to set up what is called the UBEC fund, which is the Universal Basic Education Fund. But just to ensure that the states are serious about it, you say the states need to apply to get those funds, and then they will need to do a counterpart funding. It will amaze you that most of the states are not accessing that. And this is not a military government. The federal government cannot force the states because we are running a democracy. I used to be Commissioner for Environment and Public Utilities in Edo State under Comrade Adams Oshomole. When Comrade became governor, we realized that the state had not accessed the UBEC funds. So we did. You know, we put in seed money of 2.7 billion for a start and got 2.7 billion. And then we started renovating the primary schools and the secondary schools, and that's where the Red Roof Revolution in Edo started. That is what we expect. That we are having similar issues with health, because basic health, that's primary health, is a responsibility of the subnational government. So what the federal government has again done is to initiate a set aside to support basic health care, that's primary health care. Again, following the same principles with UBEC, the states have to assess it, and to assess it, you also have to pay a counterpart. Otherwise, when the monies are released, they will really be used for anything. So if the state believes that they have issues